picture here is a picture of me in my second year at dance. It means a lot to me because dance is my passion, and it turns out that my passion in life is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So, in this speech, I will explain how I got started in dance, why I kept going with dance, and my plans for the future with dance. So, how I got started. My mom, at the age of 4, when I was 4, decided to put me in dance lessons because she never got to do dance lessons when she was a kid because they couldn't afford them. She always wanted to take dance lessons. So of course, like all moms do, they decided to pass it on to their children. And she enrolled me at Shannon Barnhart Dance Studio, which is the studio that I'm still currently at. And I started off in the styles of jazz, tap, and ballet. I really liked jazz, like most kids did, but later on I would really take to tap. So then I continued on with dance. My mom died when I was 6 years old, and so I decided to keep dancing to remember her by. About a year later, I was asked to join dance company, which is where you compete against other studios and sometimes you travel with it. So it's a huge commitment, not only financially, but also it's a time commitment too. When I decided to join dance company, I had to choose between doing dance company or continuing with soccer and volleyball like I was doing before. My grandma was a huge trooper because I was already going to Catholic school, and dance company is a huge financial commitment because there's all the costumes and the shoes and all of the fees that go into the different dance competitions. And then if we travel too, there's also travel expenses. My grandma took me in after my mom died, so she was the one that kind of picked up for that. Then when I was in dance company, I started dabbling in different styles of dance. Not only jazz, tap, and ballet like before, I started doing hip hop and lyrical. Lyrical's kind of like contemporary or modern type of dance. More of like a self-expression type of dance. Then I started doing clog, which is kind of the redneck version of tap, if you will. And then I also started doing what we call musical theater or musical production, which is kind of like Broadway. We would put on these huge production numbers which lasted about 8 to 9 minutes long, and we play different characters. Like my first year in dance company, we did The Wizard of Oz, and I got to be one of the Munchkins. But then in my later years in high school and stuff, we did Beauty and the Beast and I was Gaston, or we did Grease and I was Danny Zuko in that. So we get to play fun different roles and dabble in acting, not only dance as well. So my future plans then for dance is currently I am a dance teacher at Shannon Barnhart Dance Studio, but I'm only a substitute dance teacher. So I hope to eventually become an actual dance teacher where I get my own specific class instead of just taking over for everybody else that's sick at the time or is out of town or something. In high school, I dabbled in ballroom due to the fact that I did theater, and there were some ballroom dances in our musicals. I did tango and I did a little bit of foxtrot and a little bit of waltz as well. And so I eventually want to take ballroom lessons so I can be more well-rounded. And I do also kind of want to dabble in other styles such as like Bollywood or like African jazz, which I think would be really cool because not only would you learn about like the actual style of dance and it's completely different from everything that you already know, it's also you learn about the different cultures that go with that. So Bollywood is like from India, and African jazz is obviously from Africa. Right now, I am currently studying business here at UNO, which is why I'm in this class, to open my own dance studio eventually. My current dance teacher, Shannon Vosberg, also known as Shannon Barnhart, she said that she would mentor me whenever it came down to the time that I wanted to open up my own studio, and she would help me out with everything that I needed to know, because obviously just being a substitute dance teacher, I don't quite know everything that is entailed with running an actual studio. So the little girl in that picture wanted to make her passion in life her whole life. So there's a little bit about me and how I got started in dance, why I kept going, and my plans for the future with dance. So, as my favorite saying always goes, dance like nobody's watching. Thank you.